I don't think a lot of these organizations that claim to be part of the government are legitimate. They're stealing your money. NASA, Space Force, gigantic spending bills, helping Ukraine. There's people that can't buy groceries. There's people that's starving. They're trying to destroy the middle class. The taxpayer. They're wasting your money. They're taking as much as they can. They're all about to get fired. They know they're about to get fired. They're not going to succeed. Anybody working for the, whatever they are working for, if they're working for their own selfish, greedy, worldly, material interests in their own well-being over the well-being of the nation, then they don't belong in to be a representative of the American people type of thing. So anyway, if they don't have enough time to read the spending bill, how can they sign the spending bill? I don't agree with the increases in all these spendings, defense and everything, and pouring money and making our debt even worse. We already have like 32 trillion. We need to have, figure out how to balance it. I don't know, balance it. What the hell, you know what I'm saying? So we don't leave debt to the future. We don't need to be dependent on banks. We need our own freaking money. It has to be backed by something. We don't need to have digital money. Well, it needs to still exist, but it can't be forced on people. Everything has to be voluntary. Anyway, so the point of that is all this money that they're pouring into everything, that they're taking from your taxes, if everyone doesn't agree to it, maybe that we should disband all these organizations that we don't agree with, and then we find a way to where people can vote on things that they don't want their government paying for, and then basically what I believe that everything should be charity like thing. If you know what I'm saying? So that's how we take care of things, is charity. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we pay for things. Yeah, it's pretty simple. You can't force people to pay taxes. Yeah. So there's a lot going on with the future. The future, people have to change. They can't be using debt. We can't have a society based on debt. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so back to the medical establishment that I'm so far against. A lot of diseases and things that exist today, autism, and there's thousands of different diseases that exist, at least in the last 50, 100 years that didn't exist before that. Okay, so these forced vaccines on children, we need to look over the whole medical establishment and figure out how we can use it to better help people instead of using it to keep people sick and as a profit. Okay, so that shouldn't be for profit. So you need to come up with solutions, like the United States should come up with solutions for the world, since we're the leader of the world. Well, we should also come up with solutions and cure what makes us sick instead of feeding into making us sicker. You know what I'm saying? Like Bill Gates, that type of thing. That's just terrible. It's terrible. So we just gotta get away from okay, so like the billionaires and them having influence, or people with money having influence on people like your representatives and stuff like that, special interests, lobbyists. Okay, so that's happening all the time. So we have to get rid of all that. It has to be gone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's feeding the evil. The world isn't supposed to be this way. We're not asking for our rights. They already belong to us. They are universal, divinely given, God-given. The point of the United States isn't to force democracy or freedom on anyone, but we are meant to spread freedom and a good moral character. We're not supposed to help the world decay. We're supposed to help the world survive. We're not supposed to be funding corrupt, crooked governments. Okay? So we spread freedom by doing good things, and people looked up to us. Then they spread freedom by doing good things, and people look up to them. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll all be friends. We won't be enemies. We'll know what our goals are. There won't be any left or right paradigm. We won't be fighting over, whatever in the schools, or they're, teaching sick stuff to your kids, or whatever it is, the trannies or whatever in the schools or whatever they're doing, it's terrible. So we need to get, that shouldn't be part of the school. You know what I'm saying? So automatically that shouldn't be allowed. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't change. So, and then people are educated. They're not educated to be slaves, but they're educated to be free thinking. They're better individuals, leaders. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a follower. Don't be a sheep. Don't be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Be worth something. Be better. Be great. Be wonderful. That type of thing. So that's how it has to go. And but mostly the parents need to be more involved. And the families need to be more involved. And the community needs to be more involved. And then we just can't let bad people. We can't be influencing people with immoral things, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that has to stop. That has to stop. Okay. So the immigration and the open border, if you don't like, obviously building the wall doesn't make that much of a difference or whatever it is. A war on drugs is making it worse. So I don't think we should have a war on drugs. I don't think a border wall is the answer. Why are they coming here? If they don't have a job or nothing, are they getting a free check? The taxpayers don't need to be paying for them. Maybe basic survival necessities or whatever it is. But basically, if you think it's a problem or you're worried about it, then you need to have, you shouldn't be depending on the police department and all this stuff, or border patrols or whatever it is, take care of you. As long as you can defend yourself, you shouldn't be worried about immigrants in the street or whatever it is, because I don't ever see them nowhere. I don't know. But at the border, all these people are crossing. Where are they running from something? I mean, why are they all of a sudden pouring in? Are they all getting the check? I don't, I'm not there. It's like I hear things. It's like the Ukraine. Criminals should never be coming to the United States. Crime should not exist. Why does crime exist? Because everybody has to have money and money to survive, and they care about, money with the whole society's money. So that's